Well, hello, good morning. Let's see, it's probably, I don't have the weather right here, but it's probably 68 or so, or it's gonna probably get up pretty warm today. Why? But it's beautiful, as always, sunny. For me, when it gets hot, it's not good for my MS, but it's beautiful. I mean, if you love outside and sunlight and being hot, it's great. But I'm not complaining. I mean, a lot of people have it worse. So hi. Anyway, I'm gonna do a kind of like a part B to my last progression of the snippet roll, because I realized a lot of people, I went over it too fast and a lot of people have questions. Now this is a snippet roll I finished. Now of course this is the wrong side. I'm not showing the right side because the person doesn't want to see the right side. So that's why it's like this. So this is the wrong side. Yes, my stitching, it's not that bad, but you have to do a lot of things on the other side, so there's a lot of stitching. Anyway, so what I did was I tore a piece of fabric, or you can cut it, and it's roughly, if you see here, it's roughly what, might be a little bit too big, but it's roughly what, a ½ inch on each side maybe. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the wrong sides together of the snippet roll. So the wrong side. I'm going to fold this side in. Now, some people don't do that. You could leave a raw edge if you wanted to, and it would be, you know, raw edgish. Raw edgiest. I don't know how to say that. Anyway, but I'm going to fold it in, makes it a little neater. So what I'm going to do is I have my iron here, and I'm going to fold this in, I don't know, a little bit. Not, you know, I want to have enough room to wiggle around on this other side here. So I'm going to fold this and iron it. I have my cute little iron here that I got from Amazon, the world's cutest little iron. And I'm going to take this, I'm just going to fold this in. I'll cut that all part off later. And I guess you probably can all understand this part, right? We're going to fold it in. I'm just guessing all of this. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I have enough fabric to, fit it. So what I did was I tore a strip of fabric. I'm trying to learn how to use the steam feature. I'm not sure if I know that. It doesn't seem like it's steaming. Anyway, I will say this wool mat is really cool, but if you get water on it, it stinks. Stinks really bad. Anyway, so it's a little bit longer on the top and the bottom, so that we can maneuver how we're going to put it together. Okay, so this is how I do it. Just fold it in like this, okay? So now I'm going to put the right side with the wrong, like this. The wrong side and the wrong sides together like this. Someone asked me, and this is how you are taught in normal teaching classes. If you're doing a strip, you would sew these together, right sides together, like this and like that. I'm sorry I can't turn it over, but right sides together, and then you would switch it around so that there was no edge. But this, we're going to leave this edge. We're just going to sew this to it. So then what I do now, I probably will, let me look at this for a minute. Can't see this side. This happens to be the end of it, so we don't want to do that. We want to do the beginning. It's really hard when you can't show it. Okay, so it's wrong side, wrong side, wrong side, wrong side. We're going to put the wrong sides together with this edge, the right edge here turned into the wrong side. So we get a nice clean edge over here. Then what I'm going to do is, what I'm going to do here, this is how I do it. I usually fold, make sure I have enough. I have enough. If I don't have enough, if you don't have enough, you want to use a certain backing, just sew two together, like, and then just make a strip. It doesn't matter. You could either hand sew the two together, which wouldn't be hard. It's only like, for me, this is only about, what, 2 1/4 inch. So it's not a big deal. You just hand sew it, or you can machine sew it. I do everything on these snippet rolls that I make hand sewing. So now here's the end. So what I do here, I turn this over. I'm going to go ahead and turn this over now and iron this, iron the edge here. So that's a nice edge. Now, sometimes the edges differ. I just sent one to The one that I just did was to Rachel at Roxy Creations mom. And what I did was, when I got it all done, the end was too pretty to put a button on it. So I had to make another end, and I just bunched fabric up and put it together to make it have a little bit more that I could put a button on, so that when I do the closure. But it worked out fine. It looked really great. So, okay, so here we go. So this, we're going to take these things called Wonder Clips, which, oh, I forget when I first heard these on somebody's blog, or on somebody's YouTube, and I thought, what? Why don't we know about this? So now in this case, I can't show all this, but in this case, this is a little bit big here. So what I'm going to do, because there's a little bit here that's a little thing, what I will do is I will maneuver this in such a way that this will look good together, okay? So, and I don't know what I'm going to do right now because it happens when I stitch. So what I do here is I put this about where I want it to be on the front, on the top, on the front here. And I'm going to use my Wonder Clips to clip them all down. And when I start sewing, I won't sew it all the way to the end on this side. I'll probably sew it from here to here, halfway, so that I can maneuver with whatever I'm going to do when I come up this other side here. Because when you come up the back side this way, there might be puckers or something you have to deal with, okay? So I just do, so from right now, I will start over here. I'll probably sew on this one because of the way this is. I will probably sew from here. I hope you can see me. From right here, and then start going down the side, okay? So what I do then, I just continue to pin this. So this is, again, the wrong sides together. This side will be good, but when I I'm going to whip stitch, or, yeah, whip stitch this all together. And so it'll look fine. I don't care that this is raw edge because it's a snippet roll and it's kind of what I want to do anyway, right? So yeah, so that way, okay, if you're doing this for yourself, you don't need to do any of this because who cares if you see the other side. But, you know, this is going to go to a customer, so I want it to look finished and nice on the other side because nobody wants to see the other side. But if you're doing it for yourself, you don't have to do this. You know, do what you want. You're your own person. You can do whatever you want. So this is how I do it. You could try, like someone asked me to machine stitch really low, and turned out, but I just feel like that will be so much work, so hard on the roll when you turn it, you know, like that backwards. Like, it's hard. Like, I don't know if any of you have ever done a long roll on a little belt thing or something when you're sewing. That's kind of difficult. So I wouldn't want to mess up the stitches I have on the other side by tugging and pulling, trying to get it right sides together. And plus, it's a snippet roll. We want all the raw edges and all the fun. We like all that, what's it called? All the fray. You want it to be frayed and whatever in a certain way that you then enjoy. So then this, you know, I'm just going to stitch this all together like this. And what I'll do is I'll show you, I'll get my other one and show you that one. That's my personal one. So you can see how it looks when it's together. But for right now, so this is what I do. I go all the way down. So I clip these on so that then I don't do, you know, pins really bother me. I don't know. I know, did you see that? I just hit that. Went way over. Okay. So, yeah. It's getting harder. As you get older, you know, these things get harder. Just say it. Just saying it gets harder. Okay, I think I have one more, which is fine because usually what I do is I'll sit and sew from the top here, and then I'll move these things as I go. But for purposes here, I'm showing you what I do. So now we get to the end. Here's the end, and I have quite a bit left over. I don't need all this. So, but what I will do is I'll cut part of this off like this. Now you want to be careful because you don't want to make it too tight, or you won't have enough. You won't have enough room. So now I need to iron this over like this, but I can't turn it over because it's a secret. Okay, let's go like this. This snippet roll is for Sarah, Roxy Creations by Sarah. This is for her. And I've got it done, but I got to finish, you know, all this part. So, and I realized that I didn't really explain well on the other one. So I'm going to go like this, but I don't have another clip. Let's take this clip over here. Take this clip. So now, so when you're sewing and you sew it together, you'll have to see if it all is laying properly. Okay. So like I said, you start like this. You go, I'm going to start right here because when I get over here, I might have to jimmy this, or I don't know if that's the right word, but I might have to manipulate this down a bit, you see? Or I might make it poofy so you can see it on the other side. I'm not sure what I'll do yet. Okay. Okay, so we're over here. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hit the cord. I have it. The cord is plugged in. So when I get here, what I need now is another piece. And I have it right here because I had done this before. So I have another piece that I've, same thing. I've taken this piece and I fold, but what I did different here is that I folded both of these in. This should be about the size of the roll. I have to make sure what roll I choose for her, but, right now I'm thinking it's like this. I put it, so think about it this way. I'm going to put this in here. Hopefully you can see like this. So this needs to be the size of the roll about here. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to go on the spool. So, and what I would do here, I have to double check that this is enough. I don't know if it is. It looks like it might be short. Let's pull it way out as much as possible. And this is like that. Okay. Okay, so this is how I do it. You can, if this is for yourself, you can just leave it like this. Doesn't really matter. Or you could sew down here, just hand stitch a couple stitches just so it looks pretty. I might do that on this one now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, so now her roll, which of course isn't right here in the mess. I'll get another roll. I got another one roll. I'm going to get a roll that's similar. Okay, so now what you're going to do, this is going to come around like this and go on here like this. You're going to make sure you have enough room. That's why I think I have to cut a bigger piece here. It's not quite enough. But, and then when you roll the whole thing up, oh wait, have to go like this, I think. Yeah, no, it has to go like this. Yeah, I had it on there wrong. So when you put this on, and what I will do is when I go to do this part, I will come back and show you. I have to make a bigger one of these because it's not quite big enough. So then when I put this on here, then when I roll this up, it'll all go like this. See, I got to hide this. So what I'll do, like I did before, I will come back and show you the next steps. But I need to cut a bigger piece of this because this was from another one. From the last one I did, the backing. And I thought it would be enough. At least it was already prepped to show you how it goes. But it's not enough. So I have to get, I just cut one. Where's the part I just cut? I just cut this down some. Maybe it's down here where the rest of it is. Oh, come on, Pam. It was right here. It was right here. Oh, here. This is it. So, yeah, I could take this guy here. This is too long, but because what I could do is I'm going to fold it. So now what we have to do, I have to make this side wide. And so it's pretty... I think we can cut this down like, I'm going to try and cut it right about here. These are not my good fabric scissors because they're in the other room and I didn't think of that. So I'm going to tear it. Maybe I have to cut more than tear. Cut more than tear. Okay. I'm not so strong. There we go. Okay, so now. I know we don't need it this big, but I guess if I'm going to do this right now, I will do it. See, I wonder if it's not. Do I have the wrong stuff on? Max is right here, or maybe it's supposed to be max this way. No. Wonder why it's not steaming. I mean, I don't care if it steams. I just kind of maybe have to go like this. I don't know. I'm on a rabbit trail. Okay, so I'll just use this for my guideline because it's easier. I think on this one, I will sew down the sides. I haven't really thought of doing that before, so. Same thing as the other thing. This doesn't have to be this long because this will have to be cut. I can tell you already. So, let's see. And then, wait, let's see. This goes on there here pretty good. So you want this to be this size. It could even be a little shorter like this one is. This, I think, fits the other one, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm just going to try it first like this and see how it goes. Oh, and how are you guys? Like I said, California's nice. I don't know if it's even on. I don't know how to do this. So here's the thing here. Maybe it needs to be like this. There's a dot right here. I'm probably going to burn this. There is a paper on it, but why I don't read it. I'm like men who put together toys, put together stuff. Let's see, is there little pictures? They put together stuff and then, I don't know. No one knows. I have to read it. I have to actually read. Oh, look, there's water right here. Something happened. Something happened. All right, so I hope you understand what I'm doing. I'm creating a little spot here to put this on the roll. I saw someone did a snippet roll, and they put Velcro so it could come off. I think most of the people who are buying mine just want to keep it. They're not using it in their junk journals like as snippet pieces, which is how I originally started. And then people started keeping them. So I don't know. This is how I'm doing it. So see here, now for this one, it's a little bit too big. I'm going to think that's similar. So I'm going to make this a little smaller. Try not to burn myself. Can't even tell. It seems like it's on. Max. So it says max right there. Wouldn't it be for steam? Or does max go over here like this? Or like this? Oh, you guys, please don't comment about it. I'll figure it out. All right. Okay, so yeah, see, this fits this really good. So I only need a piece. It's going to come around. Well, now look, it got bigger here. What's that all? Oh, because I see. DIY. Do you DIY with me? Okay. Okay, let's try this here. That's not bad. So then you only need enough to go around, but you also have to have it. So what I normally do, so here's the guy. I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm getting this off. I'm sorry I'm not cutting on screen, but these are bad scissors and no one needs to watch that. Okay, so you have to think. Now think about it in your mind. Can I tell you guys something I just learned? I'm 65 years old, pretty old. I think I'm the longest living woman that's ever been in my family. They all die at my age. But anyway, I'm pretty healthy from what I can tell, other than MS, but it's not life-threatening. But anyway, I just found out the other day that there's something called mind, M-I-N-D, blindness. And apparently I have it. I didn't know that people can visualize things in their mind. Like if you think of an apple, you can see an apple in your mind. Yeah, I can't do that. Or if you see words like, all my spelling and the way I learned to, I think I'm extremely dyslexic is what it is. Look, I'm doing a little woe is me talk to you. Yeah, so I'm extremely dyslexic apparently. And apparently, so I have trouble with words. Like I have trouble sounding out words because we learned in my era, we learned from memorization. And so some words that are hard, I can't phonetically sound them out. And I found out the other day there's a condition called mind blindness that I have. And wouldn't it have been better if I knew this my whole life? Maybe I could have helped me in situations. I don't know. But, right? I mean, who ever heard of that? I never heard of that. Okay, so what I'm doing here, this is the other side. So what we're going to do here is this will come like this. You have to think about it for a minute. So if you attach it this way, see, like this, then when you put this on like this, and you can, then what I do is I will cut this and tuck it under. And what I'll do is I'll show you that part. But then the rest is going to go this way, on the spool. So, so we have to put this one, because you're going to do it like this, right? And it has to be, it has to be like this. And so when it goes around, so it's sort of the wrong side is up this way, see, like that. This is the right side, this is the wrong side. So that when you put it on the spool, it's in such a way, I think this is right. See, this is why I'm talking about my dyslexia. Yeah, see, that's wrong. Forget that. That's why I don't teach. Okay, so this will go in here like this. See if we got it. That's pretty good, right? So then what you do here is you have to manipulate it. So let's put this down like this. And what I will do is I will put this like that. So then I'll sew this. So when this goes on, let's make sure we can figure this out now. No, see, because then you have to go like this and it has to go around like this. So that's wrong. No, forget that. It has to go backwards. I thought it had to go backwards. This is why I'm talking about my dyslexia. I'm very, very dyslexic. And I always wonder why I couldn't learn from teachers, from books and things. I really hate reading, and I know that's terrible, but it's because I have such trouble with dyslexia. No one ever taught me anything about being dyslexic. I didn't even know. I mean, now I'm old, my life's over. I mean, who's going to learn it now? And then I found out just the other day I can't make pictures in my mind, which I could not believe that some people can. So when I put this on here, and I'll show you that in a minute, see, it will roll up this way, which is correct. Okay? So, and of course it comes out. So we're going to put it right back in here. So what I'm going to go do, I'm going to go sew up one side and then come back and show you what I did and then show you how, and then what I will do also, I don't think I'm going to come back and show you this one part. I'll just show you what I do on the spool. Trying to get this in here a little bit more. Because what I'm going to do here when I sew them together, I'm going to see how it works out. I'm either going to sew just slip stitch this to this, or I'm going to sew, oh yeah, but I want to sew here. Okay, well, I can't do that. And then I'm going to either sew them both. If they're both pretty perfect here, I will sew them together so that you can see it on the other side. If not, I won't. So, I mean, you know, it just has to happen. Has to happen however it goes. Then once I get that set, I will come in and I will do the same thing on the other side. So, but I don't want to, I'm not going to probably show you that because look at what a hassle. But this is going to have to be trimmed because it's way too big, right? So I'll trim some of that down and do that. So, so yeah, so this is how you do it. I just hand stitch all this down with I don't even know what I call it a whipped stitch. You just, you know, I suppose you could do a blanket stitch and make it really fancy, but I don't do that because then what if it's you know, I'm trying to not care about being perfect, but, you know, I don't know if I want the blanket stitches to all be uneven like that, you know, so I don't know. I'm going to think about it, but I am going to, first time I did a lot of firsts on this, and when I'm going to record the video, but I won't make it live or whatever you call it until Sarah gets it, because she doesn't want to see it before now. So, so there. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I'll come back in a minute. It'll just be a minute for you, but it'll be a little while for me. And then I will proceed from there. So yeah, Pam, the mind blind stitcher. I never knew this was a thing, you guys. It explains so much in my life. I mean, so the thing is, I did read about some dyslexia, and in the 50s and 60s, remember how, you know how you look at every TV show and everybody's smoking all the time? Yeah, that was my family. My father was a Marine, and my mother was home taking care of us until my father died. And so, yes, chain smoking. I lived in it. It was just permeated the house. It was part of my life. I was born, you know, she smoked all during that. And so a lot of the research says it's some dyslexics that can't form word images in their mind, which that was something I never heard of before. I mean, how many people have heard of that? When I asked my husband how to spell something, he'd spell something and then say the last part of it as if I understood what he was talking about. Well, now I understand he can see that word, and then he would spell it, but I couldn't see the word. So, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so I guess it's another reason not to smoke, people, especially if you're going to have children, because I think it ruins their development of their brains, which makes sense, right? Anyway, I'm going to go sew this part and come back and show you what I do on the spool, okay? And until next time, which will just be a few minutes for you, bye. Okay, so hi, I'm back with this next step. So I went ahead and sewed this all down on the one side here. And what happened was, or I tried the, it was making noises. I tried the blanket stitch. I didn't like it at all, so I took it off. I didn't do it. but I want to show you here. So what I did here was I went ahead and sewed this down like that. And this is going to go around the spool, which I'll show you when I get all this done. And I just stitched right here to hold this down so that it doesn't shift on me. So it was, you know, so it's pretty straight going on the spool because I cut it wonky. If I can cut any of that, let's see if I can cut some of that off. I don't know. It's just so, it's going to be so bulky. Well, I already sewed it up to there. Oh, well. Okay, so now the next side. So all I'm going to do here is this ended up being, you know, you saw me put it all down, and this ended up being about an inch longer than it needed to be. So I cut it off and I just folded it under. I didn't iron it yet. It doesn't really matter. I didn't sew this part because I'm going to have to, when it goes around the spool, it's going to have to be sewed anyway like this. And I probably will go all the way through or decide to come up on this side. It just depends on what looks better. So, so anyway, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to iron this. I don't have my pins here, of course, and you know, you don't need to see me do all that. I just want to show you this part. And I'm going to iron all this just to get an area. And I can, of course, I can move it when I'm stitching how I want it, you know, just to sort of give it some, so it doesn't pull and mook on me. That's a scientific term, mook, so it doesn't mook on me. Okay, so, and then what I'm going to do, this was also very long, so I had to cut, about, it was twice as long as this, so I just cut that part off because we don't need all the bulk. It's already way longer than probably it should be for the spool. I don't know, I got to figure out how to hone that down. But anyway, so now the next step I'm going to do is just sew this on here. Sew it just like this, but on there I just did a whip stitch, as you can see. And hopefully it's not too close. And I'm going to finish sewing this down here. And then I will attach it to the roll. I'll show you that. I'm going to show that again. And then that'll be it. I'll be done. There we go. I'll show you on here. Let's see what Took did. Now, I did a video about Took's already, but I don't remember because, you know, it's a while ago. So she does hers a little different. What I do is I put a button on here, and then I just attach it here and go around. It looks like what she did was she attached the sari in here. So that's an option too. I don't do it that way. That way I think if somebody really wants to change whatever's on the outside, they can. And she did, looks like she did the same. It's interesting because on this side, it looks like she sewed it this way. Just through there and made a, you know, just a normal sewing stitch. Just a straight stitch on this side. Oh, she did a straight stitch here too, but she also, sorry guys, probably. She also whip stitched it. So she did both. I don't usually do both. So, but she did both. Isn't her so pretty? Man, she did it on a wider roll too. Look at all the stuff I got. Look at this. Anyway, I already did a video about this. But look at this with the little Goldie. Look how cute that is. I feel like I need to learn a lot. Anyway, so yeah, she did both. She did a whip stitch and this stitch. I don't know. I'm going to peek on this one. I don't think I want to do that. I think it'll take away with all the scenes I have. And let's see, on mine here, this is my one I have here for myself when I first started doing it. And this one, I did the same thing. I just whip stitched it around there. And I didn't sew it all like that. So this is the one I made for me. And then this is what I said, I put these on. I just tie this here so that then if I wanted to change this sari or put some different closure, I can. So there, look at how cute. Oh, I love this. I want to do another one for me, but it's like, I could have made this one bigger, but I didn't. Now I kind of wish I did because then I could I already have some special things I'd like to add, so I guess you just make another one. I don't know. I think I want to do that. Last year, and So for the Soul, she did a book. I kind of want to do the book, I think. Anyway, so I'll be back after I finish this part and show you how I put it on the roll. Bye, guys, or see you soon. Okay, here we are at the last stage. I finished this whole thing here. And I wish you can see the other side, but you're going to have to wait for the other video. But as you can see, because remember, this was a little bit, I just kept this. I liked how it looked here. So I just made it match and just finished sewing it. So now we have this like this. This is the end. And what I need to do now is I'm going to attach this on here just like this. Now, as you can see, this is way too much. So I will probably, what I will do when this is dry, I will probably decide to trim it here and then turn it under there. But I'm going to wait till it's dry. So I kind of try and get it to where it's right up snug to this, but not right on it. That's my attempt, but sometimes it shifts on me. So what I use is PVA, and I'm going to get a couple clamps. They don't have to be big. I think I only use these little ones. I don't know. I think the little and the big. I have these got these at that place. I don't know. I forget the name of it. It's been new over here. It's over by Hobby Lobby. Oh, wait, wrong one. Okay, so I'm thinking this will be the best one for this snippet roll because I think she likes it this way, kind of rustic, and it has some green, yellow, so it will match perfectly. I think I want to put it this angle. Okay, so what I do is have a little bit of PVA right here, like this. I hope you're not, I'm sorry, you're just shaking so much. Fix you a little straighter. Let's go like this. No, let's go down again. Oh, well, okay. All right, so I just take, I suppose you can use whatever you want to use. I use this just because it seems like it sets up really fast, and I haven't had any trouble with how it looks through the fabric. So I'm just gonna put it just like this. So I started this morning, I don't know, it was like a couple hours ago, a few hours, and now it is 11:30, just about noontime, so it's going to heat up. In my area, it hits its high usually around 5 o'clock at night. Can you believe that? So and then it won't cool down even at night for the most part. So you don't need a big, but I like this PVA because it gets sort of a weird tacky finish, not weird, but it gets a tacky finish that you can kind of let it, that way it will grab it a little better. So I'm just going to, obviously didn't need that much PVA. So I'm going to take this just like this, try and get it on there straight, best of my ability. And then I'm just going to, so what I want to do here is just to have this be nice and, you know, and then I just need to hold it here for a little while. So I'm just going to hold it probably just like that. And I don't know, I think I should do this guy too. Oh yeah, it'll be okay. So this is going to sit here for just a little while and dry, so that when I maneuver the rest of it, it'll be attached securely. Okay, so that's that part. See, oh, you know what? I think I'll show you this. I was going to show my tags that I've been making for the Sew for the Soul tag challenge she has going. So I thought I'd show those. How about that? Want to see those? Okay, so, well, I can go from the beginning. So number one was the white one. All white. Wonder if this is working. So, you know, I did different shades of white. Just did a little bit of stitching to put them together, and I love this button. So that's number one. Oh, the first one, just to say what it is, it says 52 tags, hashtag 52 tags, handmade, HANNEMADE. I wonder why it says that. Probably something I don't know. Someone can tell me in the comments. Okay, we're going to go like this. I'm going to fix that. Was one of my collage things I did. And my attempt at drawing a little flower. All right, now that's always good. Okay, so, sorry. So that was the first one. This one. I wonder how you see it. Might have to edit this out, but we'll see. That's the first one. Let's move this away. And the second one was, oh, it was a heart one. And the one I put on Instagram, this good friend of mine who moved away to Montana, she says, I have to have that tag. I said, what do you mean? I said, well, they're sort of, you know, personal. She said, well, I need that. It's my birthday, and I really like it. I want to put it in the journal you made. And I said, okay. So I sent it to her. So then I just made another one. But I put one of my favorite buttons because I don't have hardly any of these left. I don't even know if I have any left. I didn't see any. So that's what that is. And then this is the next one was layers. I think it was layers. And so I just did it how she did it. I wanted to try that. It looks cute. That's all I did to it. I didn't do much else. And last week, the son of the one here was the, what stitch is that? The fly stitch. So I made look like a little forest. And then this is a little cute sun I made. Just, yeah, I don't know. And this is the X, which I think she meant, I don't know if it was just X, and kiss, but then I also put the O for the hug, another pearl button. I'm having a lot of fun putting the things on here that I really like to keep. This was some of Nick the Booksmith's material that I had left, so I put that on there. So it's kind of fun. You keep things that are, you know, that you kind of want to hoard, but feel weird about it. Okay, so this one was, I think they were just a bevy of buttons, if I recall. So I just put a bunch of my pearl buttons on there. I love these. These ones are called fisheye. I really love how they look. And this is a super old fabric that I had that was on a chair that we recovered. And so I wanted to put that there. Red geraniums are just so pretty. And then this one was the hexie one. And so I just, you know, just some hexies with some stitches. But then Rachel did hers, so I made a second tag that I didn't put up because I wanted to try what Rachel did, which was these like this, where they're, you know, cut opposite worlds. So that was cute. I did that. Then this one is, what was this one? I'll have to look, see, I don't remember. Oh, French knots and bullion knots. So, and then this pistol stitch here, and bullion knots, French knots, and bullion stitches, and what are the pistol ones too, I think. And I just put some pieces of fabric. Okay, I'm getting out of order here. Let's just hold them like this. I wonder if this is going to turn out. Okay, the next one was, man, I can't believe there was this many weeks already. Wait, am I going the wrong way? Oh yeah, I did this one, this one, this one. Now okay, let's do it this way now. Oh, so everything's, okay, so this one was, you know what? I don't know how she's going to get, these can't all be on one. So we're going to have to figure out another way to save these in a way where we can display them if we want. This one was Bits, Bobs, and Something Gifted. So I have here some gifts and little bobbies. This fabric was one of the rolls I did, and for Lori B and her mom. She sent some of her mom's fabric from her favorite dress. Her mom has passed since now, and I put that on here. Super cute. The next one is the Suffix Puff, which they're almost one of my favorites. So he's right there like that. I just sewed around it, and I just put some little, just, you know, this is just it's actually a bow, but it kind of went like this. It went like this. The next one is a circle and blanket stitch. So here's the circles are here. She had us do the blanket stitch on the circles, and then I just did some other stitching around with some little flowers and, well, what do you call this? Turkey stitch or whatever. This is that's the knots. This is knots, and this is one of those you snip it off. It's so cute. So that's that one. The next one is okay, this one was this one was circle and blanket stitch. This one is exploring it, I guess. So then I did two for the same week. Week 12. No, so the next one was exploring the blanket stitch. So I did this some little leaves here, and then just made a cute little gathering, like I don't know, little buttons. The next one is the golden layers. So I just did a bunch of different golden things, and this is super old lace stuff I have that's sewed on top of it. I think it's the late 1800s. I just never know what to do with it because it's so gold. This is a piece of old lace too here that I have that from a veil that I got. They have rhinestones in them. Aren't they so pretty? I just crocheted. I wish. I just sewed a flower here. And this came in that big button jar, you know, that I talked about, one of the other ones, that huge. And this was in there. I'm sure it's a toothpick because the end isn't so sharp, but it's kind of cool feeling. I don't know what it's made out of. It's like, if it's some kind of, I don't know, some kind of a, what do you call that first kind of plastic? It left my mind. Or vegetable ivory, or I don't know what, but super cute. And this one's the last one we did, which was a landscape. So I started doing a landscape, and these are different layers. You can kind of tell. But then, of course, I do all this stuff on top of it. So I want it to be like California. They have hills in California. Like if you go over towards the coast, there's rolling hills. Like, and they, you know, in this time of year, they have poppies all over them, and they're so pretty. So these are supposed to represent the California poppy, sunshine. And then this, once you get to the coast, there's the Monterey pine tree. So I love these Monterey. They look, if you haven't ever been here, they look sort of windswept, like they grow in these big, they're sort of a pine tree, but they grow in this way that they look like this, only, you know, like pine tree, and it's all swept, and like, it looks like it's been wind through a tornado or something. And they grow like that from, I guess, probably from the wind. And I found this eyelash stitch stuff I had, and it looks sort of like the wild grasses. I like this one. It's one of my favorite ones we did. So I thought I'd share those. Well, how else can we toot our horn while we're waiting for this? I'm going to check this, see how it went. So this is pretty sufficient for me. So now what I'm going to do here is, I need to, this is too long, so I'm going to have to just bite the bullet, and I don't want it, so I'll sew through there, but when I sew it back down, I'm sure it will catch it. But it's too much. See, look how much bulk this will make it. It's already really bulky. So I'm going to cut some of that down and turn it under. So I'm going to cut that down and turn it under, and then what I'm going to do is I will stitch it here. And so I will come back and show you that. Bye. Oh, until later. Okay, so here I'm back. It's been about 3 hours. We went birding and just around our town, because where I live, there's tons of fields where they're growing all kinds of stuff. There's cows, dairy farms, that's what they're called. There's dairy farms. There's a little state park. There's several parks. So we just went birding and saw quite a few animals, right? We saw birds we saw for the first time. So I was very excited. But anyway, I'm home, and this had all set up. So I went ahead and finished stitching it here. I'm going to put my little tag on it as soon as I sew it. My little meow handmade. Put that right about there. And it'll be done. So that's how I do my videos. I mean, that's how I do my, I don't have any mind today. I don't know. I lost my mind. But this is it. It's done. And I'm going to do a video on this one. But like I said, she doesn't want to see it before she comes. So, you know, I got to figure out if I'm going to just put it on private, and then when she says it's okay, list it, or what. We'll see. Anyway, so I'm really happy with it. It turned out cute. I hope I showed you this a little better. I know it was a little incoherent. If when I listen to this, I'm going to listen back to it, and if it sounds bad, then I'll just do it for the next one. Okay, so thanks for watching. You guys are great. Bye. See you soon. Bye.